Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. We want you guys to stick around for it, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, about 2 months ago, this Ime Udoka story was like the biggest thing in town. Everybody was talking about it, but the last time we heard about it, we were following the story of the Brooklyn Nets when they fired head coach Steve Nash, and immediately after that firing took place, we were hearing from various news outlets such as Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN, and other places that Ime Udoka was going to be the next guy to get the coaching job. So some of us thought that Ime Udoka was going to be the replacement guy for Steve Nash, but then we started hearing news that some strong voices outside the Brooklyn Nets organization were urging them to not hire Ime Udoka for what transpired with the Boston Celtics, right? That entire debacle. Now, going back to what transpired with the Boston Celtics, one of the people that was most vocal on that situation was Stephen A. Smith. His main point of contention was, he said, based on his time inside the sports world, inside the NBA world, there are many times things like this have happened, and they've always been kept in-house. They would usually fire the person, and then later on, he or she may get a job working at another organization. But in the case of the Ime Udoka situation with the Boston Celtics, for whatever reason, they decided to make that information public, which made it even more damaging and created more, controversy. And one of the people that was affected by that story being made public was, I think, the then fiance or girlfriend, Nia Long, the actress Nia Long. And today in an article, we finally got a chance to hear what she had to say and hear her side of the entire story. And we want to read that from a fadeawayworld.net article. Nia Long has finally broken her silence about the unfortunate situation she lived in the past couple of months after Ime Udoka was suspended for 1 year as the Boston Celtics head coach, and all the things that came after that announcement. It has been a while since the Ime Udoka scandal blew up, and everybody within the NBA was shocked by the things being said about the rookie head coach. This was a very painful situation for everyone, especially Long, who was in a long-term relationship with Udoka. Nia was seen on several occasions in public, but she never made an official statement on anything. She always avoided these questions and never got an actual answer. To anything, keeping things private while she recovered from all of this. Nia Long calls out Boston Celtics following the Ime Udoka scandal. Well, that is part of the past now, as the Hollywood actress has broken her silence and addressed all of this, even criticizing the Boston Celtics for not reaching out to her after they made all this public. I think the most heartbreaking thing about all of this was seeing my son's face when the Boston Celtics organization decided to make a very private situation public, Long told a Hollywood reporter. She also revealed she took her son out of school after the news of the affair broke. This was a tough situation to deal with, and Long admits that it has been a tough process for her. It was devastating, and it still is, she continued. He still has moments where it is not easy for him. If you're in the business of protecting women, I'm sorry. No one from the Celtics organization has even called me to see if I'm okay, to see if my children are okay. It's very, very disappointing. Now, I believe Nia Long brings up a very, very good point. And the point she brought up was, just to get back to it here, she said, if you're in the business of protecting women, I'm sorry. No one from the Celtics organization has even called me to see if I'm okay, to see if my children are okay. It's very, very disappointing. And this is one of the reasons I believe that this situation should have been private, because there were many other people around it that ultimately it would affect. And now you're hearing from the partner, or the former partner, I think, allegedly, I don't know, of Ime Udoka. She's speaking out, and she had to face the embarrassment. Now, if that situation had been kept in-house and maybe they let go of him or suspended him for 1 year, I'm sure the situation, she would have found out about it, but the embarrassment would not have been there. But if you listen to the Boston Celtics on that day, when they were addressing the situation, I believe it was the general manager Brad Stevens said that he finds it disgusting for all of the speculations that are being made about the other employee of the Boston Celtics. Well, again, we go back to it. Whose fault was it? If you guys didn't decide to make it public information and only release bits and pieces of information, people out there wouldn't have been speculating. So what are my overall thoughts about this? Number one, I'm happy to hear that Nia Long has finally spoken and given her side of the situation. I think it's good that we get to hear what she thinks. I think all the points that she brought up are 100% valid. In the case of Ime Udoka, no one is giving him a pass here. Ime Udoka put himself in a situation, a very stupid situation, for something like this to happen. And I'm sure he is fully aware that his actions are not lost on him. The profound impact it has had, not just on the people around him, but also on his coaching career as a first-year coach who now may be finding it a little bit difficult to gain employment in the NBA. So Ime Udoka bears some serious responsibility for his actions and how they affected other people. I also believe, to Nia Long's point, that the Boston Celtics are culpable in this situation because they decided to blast this on Front Street for reasons that are still unclear to me. And it's one of the reasons Stephen A. Smith said, why are we all of a sudden doing this now? Why are we deciding that at this particular moment, now all of a sudden, we want to be transparent and bring a private matter to the public square? So I think the Boston Celtics obviously dropped the ball on this situation, and they're culpable, right? Because they also caused some damage. I still to this day do not understand why. Now, what's the lesson in all of this? The lesson in all of this is simply this: do not put yourself in a situation that could jeopardize you in terms of your reputation and in terms of your career. You don't do these type of things at the workplace. You simply don't, because it could have a damaging effect, not just on you at that particular place, but also on your reputation. And it may hurt you in the future when you're looking for future employment. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. As far as what transpired between Ime Udoka and Nia Long, that's none of my bloody business. It's not. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing that goes for the co-worker that Ime Udoka was involved in. What transpired between him, her, and in her personal situation with her family, it's none of my business. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it's anybody's business. I think all of us should just keep our noses out of that and not start giving advice to things like this, because it's none of our business. But I'm very happy to see Nia Long give her side of the story, as far as this entire situation. So the question to you guys is simply this. Number one, what do you think about the comments that Nia Long had to make about the situation? Number one. Number two, do you think Ime Udoka is going to be able to get a coaching job in the NBA in the future? And number three, do you think the Boston Celtics could have handled this situation differently, or at least in a way that it would not have created this public scandal? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section, and we'll definitely catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.